so I was ecstatic. But I would say that it not only, feel free please, not only has it had tremendous physical benefits, and I've done it every day but one, because I decided I got to take a day off. This is too much healing too fast. I've been waiting for this for 30 plus years. I've been super tight since I was about 17. I could no longer stretch. I just kind of go like this and feel it. And having unbelievably tight fascia since my youth, having to go through all my teens and my 20s, by the time I was 30, I couldn't work anymore. The pain in my hands and my feet. I worked at the Yankee Candle companies on the factory line. I've done all kinds of different jobs. I tutored, I'd driven a big truck, I managed an ice cream plant. And I'd always pushed through the pain. At 30, I was done. I couldn't function physically at all. And it had been such a drain on me mentally and emotionally. I was just completely exhausted in my soul. I went to Holland looking for healing. I collapsed because the first chance I gave myself to really be in touch with myself, I completely fell apart. It was so horrible. I just turned 49. From 30 to 49, I did everything I could on my own to heal. Researched every, alternative therapy, etc., and did my best. Couldn't do it. Came to Hawaii hoping a month away, perhaps from leaving Hawaii, I find Jennifer's / Anthony's class in the Pacific Palisades. And I'm on the trees and I'm watching these people roll up in the little pavilion, and I'm trying to work out the pain in my shoulder, and it always helped. But what happens if it rains? I can't get there. They close the park at noon. That's all the chance I have to heal. So to find this, to try it, to see how extremely well it works for such an unbelievable simple design, but then think what an impact the wheel had on the world, right? So here it is, the Fascianator, and I think of myself as a Fascianator, in the sense that I'm a fan of this, right? I've done it every day, and then I got sick. I got a terrible sickness. I had a 24-hour flu. And that's when I realized, you know what, Tom, this is having profound impact on you on many different levels. Spiritual, mental, and emotional, not just physical, which clearly has needed it, although it didn't matter how many Western-trained, modern physicians or whatever I went to, they never said, Tom, maybe your fascia is too tight. They never said, this is what you need to do, problem solved. I don't know if I'll ever be able to run again. I came to Hawaii, then I was run over by a truck. Both my legs were incredibly badly smashed. They would have been amputated a couple decades ago, but for the technology. So I have titanium all through my legs now. And I can really say, especially with the Fascianator now, I'm better than when I got to Hawaii before I got hit by the truck and almost died. So I'm going to keep doing it. But again, I got sick and I realized, whoa, you need to slow down a little bit. Because I was going gung-ho every day. I was like all day long watching the videos, trying the exercises, noticing my midsection was getting flatter. Just throwing that out there, not vain person. But all this exercise, up on your arms, and you're doing planks, it works your whole body. So it's a great whole body workout just from that perspective. And when I had the 24-hour flu, it was typical in that I had aches and pains everywhere. But I knew in my heart, a lot of what's happening is decades and years are being processed and moved out of your system. Okay, so it's like I had all these pains everywhere and then gone. And I also I unfortunately, because of stress in my life, smoke. So I roll my own cigarettes, I smoke my own tobacco, but I want to give it up, and I had given it up, and then the stress went to a whole new level. And so I started smoking again. So I want to give it up again right after that sickness, and with the Fascianator, I'm down to about 5 cigarettes a day from 15. So and why? Because the less pain you're in, the more you there is to do what you want to do in life, to apply you still have to be disciplined, right? You still have to have drive. You still have to have, be able to believe in yourself, to get down on the floor and roll it out and do what you can to the degree that you can. But if you're not constantly hurting, because I've been in this position, and when I'm really hurting, I'm walking like Quasimodo, literally in my home. That's what it's been like for me. For a long time, I had to get down on my knees just to brush my teeth or wash the dishes in Pennsylvania. I couldn't take the pain in my feet or legs anymore, and I have a high threshold for pain, something that hasn't always been a blessing. And so I eased up just a little bit. The sickness went. I realized I don't need the cigarettes as much because I'm not hurting so much. I don't need to reach for something, to help with the pain if I don't have it, right? So just across the board, and also really, not so much a spiritual awakening, but I definitely feel a spiritual unfolding taking place in real time, not theoretical or just as a concept. And I think it's because as I feel lighter inside, I'm reclaiming myself. When he wanted to know what it felt like when we walked around the mat after we did the feet exercise, for me, yes, of course, lighter and these things, it felt like I was getting my foot back. It felt like my foot. Where's my foot been for 35 years? Well, unfortunately, we don't have more Anthony's, and we don't have more programs like this, so I wouldn't have had to go through that. So we're part of a movement, because one day, hopefully, they'll be teaching this in kindergarten and elementary school, and people will just grow up always having had this. Think how much healthier they'll be. Think how much better our country can be when people are free to be their best selves. That's my testimony.
Wow, thank you very much, sir. What can I say, guys? That's crazy stuff. So now we're going to your butt.